This is the ID band. Okay, in this video, I'm going to tackle audio problems in your Android TV or Android device or your phone. So what the problem is the audio is not playing like your TV shows or movies. So the problem is the type of codec most of the time. So easy fix would be to go to the Play Store and get VLC player and run it from there. And VLC should play it. However, if you've got a media player like Nova Player, MX Player, any other mini players, and you prefer that interface or that experience, this is the video you want to continue watching. I'll get into some details later, but basically we need, since we're using a PC, we're going to need 3 programs. We're going to need like Windows 7 to Windows 10 or 11, but we're going to need 3 programs. FFmpeg does the heavy converting. My program, FFmpeg Ultimate Tool, is the interface, and Media Info helps get what the codec is. So I've made a little right-click menu here. You can drag the file, media file, onto the programs in question to get the info. I would have, instead of having it on like a network storage device, I prefer to actually copy your media file to your hard drive, whatever PC you're using, so you're not destroying your original copy. Okay, so we need to find out what is inside this MKV file. It can be MP4, MKV. So I've made this menu on my Windows 7 64-bit. I made a video on this. If you want to make your own utility cascading menu, I'll put that in the top right if you're interested. So basically all you need to do is run it here. You can drag this media file onto FFmpeg Ultimate Tool also, but this is just quicker for me. So this also has the ability to get your media specs. So you would pick that, and there's info on the side telling you what it's doing. So you run it, and all it does is get the media info from mediainfo.exe. So the information we need to know is the codec that's enhanced AC3. There's a short name for it. The bit rate is luckily 640, and it's a 6-channel, so it's multiple channel. So since we have that information, we can continue. So why I integrated it is so you can just go and check the media real quick and then pick your audio codec conversions. There's much more in here. Check out my video about FFmpeg Ultimate Tool to do a lot more than just the audio conversion. But here we have a choice between stereo mixdown and no channel mixdown. So if you want to keep the original 6-channel, just change the codec, you'd pick the channel no mixdown. Or if you just wanted it stereo, that would combine all those channels to just left and right, and oftentimes that will raise the volume pretty high, so it's blaring. So just be aware of that. And some of this will be in this little box telling you the consequences of doing one or the other. So we're just going to hit no channel mixdown. We're also always going to look at the side for hints, and of course the maximum bit rate for enhanced AC3, which has kind of been the problem. It goes up to 6,000, which is pretty hefty. So a lot of these players don't want to deal with that high bit rate. So I'm going to change it to AC3 because I think all of them can do that. So we're going to go from enhanced AC3, which is what is in it. We're going to change that to AC3. And then we know the codec, or the bit rate, I mean. So we're just going to do that. If it was blank, it would just use the maximum of that encoder or codec. So then you would hit run. And I'm not going to do this right now since I'm recording my screen. But basically, it would just come up, run, and be converting it. And once it was done, the DOS box was done, it would basically make a backup file of the original, and then have the new one with the same name, and that would be your new one that's AC3. And then that's ready to copy over to your network storage device, so you can test it on your Android device. You don't need to keep the backup, but I left that there just in case you wanted to compare file sizes, the change. If you wanted to do stereo, you'll get to see how much more file space it takes for the higher bit rates and the different codec and the different channels. So that should be your fix. In the documentation, since we're going to go into details now about what version you need of FFmpeg. If it's Windows 7 32-bit, it's 5.1. If it's Windows 7 64-bit, it's 6.1 for the FFmpeg version. And anything, higher, I think FFmpeg 7.1 or the current version is fine. And then just the current version of Media Info. And then, of course, my program, which you can go to gamaphase.ultravista.org or softpedia.com. If you want to get it from there, I'll also have it up there. You go to download programs and then FFmpeg Ultimate Tool. This is where you can download it at. Here's a little screenshot of it. The download, there's a little video explaining all the different things you can do with it. And then just download FFmpeg Ultimate Tool. And if you want to check to see, make sure it's an authentic copy, that's there. So that's how you download it. I think that's all you'll need. The documentation will tell you what you need because you do have to configure the environmental table of your Windows to point to the valid FFmpeg. I use several different versions, so I have it pointing to the folder where I do all the conversions. So that's all the technical specs I think I need to tell you. All the rest is in the documentation. If you have any other problems, like with the Android box not being fast enough, or the 1080p or the 4K, that's probably because those bigger size take faster Android devices. So if you're getting choppy video, I don't know what to tell you other than get a faster Android box or let it cache. That's a harder fix. But the audio is the real big problem because since 2014 and 2015, most of them are encoding in enhanced AC3, and you don't want to have to be guessing by your downloads because it doesn't really say the audio a lot of times. So you just have to figure it out to see what you're downloading. But it's just much more easier to just take what they have and convert it with FFmpeg. So if you have any questions, put it down in the comments. Any better way to do it, you could use a Vidimux, which I do have a video on that. My GamaPhased at YouTube. You can go there. There should be enough tutorials. Like Shotcut is one of my favorite video editors, and a Vidimux. They can handle the audio, changing and converting. You just have to know kind of how to work around in those video editors. So hopefully there's videos on that. Hope this helped, and keep coming back to this channel for great videos and tutorials. This is the TheIDBand.